Have you ever tried Filipino cuisine? Well, today we're going to explore a unique aspect of it, the Ginataan dishes. These are a collection of vibrant and hearty dishes, all united by one key ingredient, gata, or coconut milk in Filipino. From savory stews brimming with vegetables and proteins to sweet, comforting desserts, Ginataan covers a broad spectrum of delightful flavors and textures. Ready to take a culinary journey to the Philippines? Let's dive into our first dish. First up, we have Ginataan Galore, a hearty vegetable dish cooked in coconut milk. This delectable dish is a medley of fresh vegetables such as squash, string beans and eggplant. Sometimes, for an extra layer of flavor and texture, shrimp or fish are tossed into the mix. To start, we sauté garlic, onions and ginger in a bit of oil until they're fragrant. Then, we add the veggies, starting with those that take the longest to cook, like the squash. Once they're slightly tender, we add in the rest of the vegetables. The secret to a great Ginataan Galore is to ensure that all the veggies are evenly cooked, yet still retain their individual flavors and textures. The final step is to pour in the coconut milk, adding a rich, creamy base to the dish. We let it simmer until the veggies are fully cooked and have absorbed the flavors of the coconut milk. There you have it, a nutritious and flavorful dish that's perfect for any meal of the day. Next, we have Ginataang Manok, a chicken dish that's rich and creamy. To whip up this Filipino comfort food, you'll need chicken cut into serving pieces, 2 cups of coconut milk, a handful of chili peppers, a few cloves of garlic, a thumb-sized piece of ginger and a teaspoon of turmeric. Begin by sautéing the garlic, ginger and chili peppers in a pot until they're fragrant. Then, add the chicken pieces and cook until they're lightly browned. Once the chicken is browned, add the turmeric and stir for a minute to let the flavors meld together. Now it's time to pour in the coconut milk. Simmer the mixture over low heat, stirring occasionally until the chicken is tender and the sauce has thickened. The end result? A savory, spicy and creamy dish that's sure to warm your heart and soul. That's how you make a delicious and comforting Ginataang Manok. Now, let's move on to Ginataang Hipon, a shrimp dish that's bursting with flavor. The first step in creating this gastronomic delight is to sauté garlic and ginger until they're golden brown. This process releases their aromatic oils, providing a fragrant base for the dish. Next, the chili peppers are added to the mix, lending a spicy kick that beautifully contrasts with the creamy coconut milk added later. Once these initial ingredients are combined, it's time to introduce the star of the show, the shrimp. We add these into the pot and allow them to cook until they turn a beautiful pink hue. Then we pour in the coconut milk, immersing the shrimp in its creamy richness. Some variations of Ginataang Hipon also incorporate vegetables like squash and string beans, adding a delightful crunch and nutritional value to the dish. The final result is a dish that's creamy, flavorful and utterly irresistible. And there you have it, Ginataang Hipon, a dish that's sure to impress any seafood lover. Next up is Ginataang Kalabasa at sitaw, a dish that combines squash and long beans in a creamy coconut milk sauce. To begin with, you'll need a medium-sized squash, roughly chopped, and a bunch of long beans cut into 3-inch pieces. You'll also need 2 cups of coconut milk, a handful of shrimp or fish, depending on your preference, and spices including 2 cloves of garlic, 1 onion, and a tablespoon of shrimp paste. Start by sautéing the garlic and onions until they're golden brown. Then add the shrimp or fish and cook until they change color. Next, add the squash and stir until it's slightly softened. This is when you pour in the coconut milk. Let it simmer for a bit, then add the long beans and shrimp paste. Stir everything together and let it cook until the vegetables are tender. And that's how you make a delicious and healthy Ginataang Kalabasa at sitaw. We've explored 4 amazing Ginataan dishes so far, each unique and full of flavor. We started with the hearty Ginataan Galore, a vegetable medley simmered in coconut milk. Then we moved on to the aromatic Ginataang Manok, a chicken dish enriched with spices and coconut milk. We also discovered the fiery Ginataang Hipon, where shrimp meets ginger, garlic and chili in a creamy coconut base. And finally, we savored the Ginataang Kalabasa at sitaw, a delightful combo of squash, long beans and shrimp or fish. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll continue our culinary journey through the Philippines, exploring 6 more Ginataan dishes.